It's time to capitalise. Manchester City have started the season like a house on fire. They're pulling away. They've got 2 wins out of 2. There's some title rivals, however, that haven't started off too hot. Liverpool, 2 points out of 2 games. Man United aren't really title rivals. I just want to mention them. They're down the bottom of the table, 0 points. Chelsea, Tottenham, both drop points. The only team in that bracket that have started so well is Arsenal. Do I see Arsenal as a direct title rival? No. No, I don't at all. I think it's going to be City and Liverpool there and there. But now it's time to open up that gap. We're going to get muddled up in the middle of the season. It's time for City to say, you know what, we're kicking into gear. We're going to get these first 2 wins through and open a big gap on Liverpool. So far, again, it's looking good for Man City, isn't it, Hugh?
Listen, our usual title rivals over the past few years is obviously just Liverpool, and they have started off their season in a way nobody expected, taking 2 points out of 2. Considering their opponents on those fixtures, they should have been formalities. They should be on 6 points with us right now. Granted, they do have a bit of an injury crisis. Most of their players that are injured will be back over the next few weeks, so they will get into a run. So I think the overall point of what we're saying is it's time for us to build a gap on them, to build a gap in what we can, because we know this World Cup in the middle of the season is going to muddle things up. It's going to mess things up a little bit. So when it gets to that nitty-gritty business end of the season, we want to have that leverage to fall back on.
Yeah, 100%. Again, this is just a video talking about how Man City have to capitalise. We've got a good few winnable games. You'll see in the preview tomorrow for Newcastle, we talk about how we've got a good few winnable games coming up in the next year before Tottenham. If we can get these, I think it's 18 points up until Tottenham. If we can get those 18 points out of 18, it will really, really look good for City. We're playing some great football. We're playing with players that can open up whole new possibilities of how we play. Teams aren't going to know what we're going to be like coming into it. This is a very, very good time to be watching, playing and supporting City because we know what we can do. Realistically, we're coming up against, I think we're with Forest to play, we've Villa to play, we've got obviously Newcastle on Sunday. These games have to be games where if you want to go out and and break these records again, if you want to get 100 points, if you want to go unbeaten, if you want to win this Premier League, these are going to have to be games you win, aren't they?
We don't want to come across as too over-ambitious, but we're just basing these thoughts and these ideas off what we've seen so far. I did not anticipate Chelsea or Tottenham dropping points to each other. I thought one would pull away from the other and really show themselves and make a statement as potential in the question for title challenge or putting pressure on City and Liverpool. Like I said, I absolutely did not anticipate Liverpool dropping any points in their first 2 games. I thought this would be a straightforward 2-horse race between City and Liverpool, and you'd have Tottenham or Chelsea kind of on our tails a little bit, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So now it's time for us to absolutely push on and make a gap, because there's no point in us talking about, it's not a realistic thing for us to say we're going to go invincible, we can win every single game this season, and that's what that's our prediction. But what we are saying is we need to use this time, while we have very winnable fixtures, basically up until Tottenham, who we know are a bogey team, to make that gap and give ourselves a bit of comfort. Because we know fine well there will be banana skins. Now, as we know at the time of recording, Liverpool and United play each other on Monday night. One of those 2 teams is going to be winless come match day 3. I think it would suit us better for that to be Liverpool, but I don't really care either way. Once one of the teams drop points, I'm pretty happy. It's time for us to capitalise, man. We need to keep going the way we're going, keep building momentum. Momentum is absolutely huge in football. You need to get yourself into a rhythm. When we get ourselves into a rhythm, we are generally unstoppable. We usually get into our winning game streak or game winning streak rhythm in the middle of the season, but I'm very happy to see it happening now, or looking like it could possibly happen now. 18 points out of 18 going into Tottenham will be absolutely huge. I know there's a lot of work to do between now and then. I'm not trying to discredit any of our opposition in that path, because typical City can come into play and you can drop points here and there. But what we are saying is we do look, let's call a spade, Rebel, and you people watching, we do look the most solid out of all the teams. Whenever I do previews on other channels, whenever I talk about it on our channel, it's usually the shortest segment is Manchester City, because everyone just expects it to be a formality, and you can take that as a compliment. We do look the best. We're transitioning a little bit in the style we play, but it's still very, very effective and can only get better. I think there's massive possibilities for this season, Revel. I think we could in theory break records, we could do crazy things, but that's not my prediction. I would never cement that pressure on the club or the players or anybody to do that, but it all looks very positive. It all looks very optimistic.
It looks very positive now in the sense as well that with these winnable games, we've just been watching some of the press conference. Guardiola had said we had now got a full squad. We've got a fully fit squad now coming into this run of games. That's going to be so crucial, because there's going to be weeks where we have either 2 Premier League games, a Champions League game, some of the cup games. we need this squad fully fit, and right now we are. Cole Palmer's back, Calvin Phillips is back. I think they were the only really injury concerns. But other than that, we've got a good squad. We've got a really, really good squad that can go on and compete for things now. You just can't let up. It has to be relentless from now until the World Cup, and I hate to say from now until December, but that's what it has to be. It has to be relentless. You have to go out and beat everyone, or at least try to beat everyone. I'm not saying you have to beat everyone. You have to try and beat everyone. And right now, I know, look, it's a heavy expectation. I can't see why we're losing to anyone at the minute. I think we're just that good. I know it sounds like I'm so far up their arse, but oh my God, they're just too good at the minute. I can't see them dropping points, at least minimum until Tottenham. Because again, I just have that much faith in them. What do you think? You think
we look relentless, man. We look relentless. I was watching us. I was at the game against Bournemouth last Saturday, and I was watching the way we were playing. And usually, second day of the season, you can still see there's a bit of ring rust, if you like. The summer off, and the team are getting back into the flow because it's an extremely demanding style of play that Guardiola uses. And it can take some time to build back into it, which is why we'd usually put our winning streak together in the middle of the season. It didn't look like that against Bournemouth, even against West Ham. More so in the second half against West Ham, it didn't look like that. It looked like we are in gear. We are ready to keep building. We are ready to beat everyone. We are ready to take anything on. We look like we're in flow, and there's still so many players that we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen Alvarez properly. We haven't seen Phillips properly. There's options there. There's dynamics there that we haven't even looked into. It's scary hours, Rebel. It's scary hours.
That's it. Like, again, this is going to be a lot of repeating of we have to go out and win this game. We have to go out and win this game. But that's how it is. I don't see why there's any expectations why we can't win these games. So that's what we're saying. That's what we want to say. We have to be relentless. But we're going to be relentless. We are going to win. Like, I don't want to say we are going to win these games, but we should win these games. And that's what's going to be in the players' heads. That's what's going to be in Pep's head. And yeah, there's not much more you can really say other than that. Other than this is time for City to capitalise on some title rivals falling over their own feet.
Listen, the optimism comes from the fact that our title rivals have started slow. This video is not us saying we're going to go on and win the quadruple or we're going to win the Premier League by 30 points. We're simply just saying things are looking really good, and all we want to see is us capitalise on that. The word is capitalise. Be relentless, be ruthless, go out and take all the points we can while teams are starting slow or have injury crisis. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it. I think that's exactly it. I think you've just summed up the thoughts perfectly. But again, let us know what you think. Do you think we can go invincible? Do you think we can win the quadruple? Are we going to go unbeaten up until that Tottenham game, which is going to be the real kind of litmus test? Let us know in the comments below. We're pushing for 3.5 now. We're pushing in around 3.2 at the minute, isn't it? But yeah, we're 3.2k. We're trying to get 4,000. So if you can push on, like the videos, comment the videos, share them around. You know yourself. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with the Newcastle preview.